Let's rock and roll.
Hey everyone, we're gonna try this again.
Guys, we got it this time, I promise.
Yeah, we got it this time. So if you click the link in our chat here, which will be showing up here shortly, you'll be able to watch Independence Day with us on Scener. We currently have it at 13 seconds. So all you see right now, if you're in the Scener, all you should see right now is
The 20th Century Fox logo, I think.
the 20th Century Fox logo. So we should be good to go now. Yeah.
Let's do it. I'm excited.
I think on that note, we're going to just do our quick opening here so I can... we also need to clap so we can sync this up, Devon. So you ready?
Do it,
3,
yeah.
2, 1. Okay.
That looks great from here, by the way.
Hey everybody, welcome to a very special You Have to Watch This podcast audio commentary. I'm Alan.
I'm Devon.
And today, in honor of the 4th of July, we are going to be talking about Independence Day. We are doing an audio commentary during our watch party here on July the 3rd. And you should be hearing this July 4th. So if you're watching Independence Day on Independence Day, happy Independence Day.
Happy Independence Day. That's awesome.
Yes, this is the holiday where we declared our independence from Devon's people.
That hurts. Ooh.
Yeah. But today, we're going to be doing an audio commentary on Independence Day. We have some people in the watch party with us here on Scener. So, without further ado, we are 13 seconds into the movie and we are about to hit play. So,
Do it.
give everyone a moment to get synced up to 13 seconds with the 20th Century Fox logo. I believe it's the second horn fanfare that we're about to hear. So,
Does it make you sad the 20th Century Fox isn't around anymore?
I mean, 20th Century is still around. Just all their
is it?
stuff. All their stuff goes to Hulu now.
Oh, right.
From the sound of it, it's just 20th Century Pictures.
Got it.
So, okay, and I'm going to hit play in 3, 2, 1, play.
Ah, that fanfare.
Ba, 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 ba.
That was good.
Yeah, so we're here. We're doing this. Go ahead.
You watch this every year for Independence Day.
I do.
There is almost no one I would want to hear talk about this movie other than you. Because for me, this movie is good. It's a good movie. It's just fine.
Yeah. It kind of pains me that we're watching the theatrical version because this is not the version that I watch every year.
So you watch the extended version then?
I watch the extended cut every year.
Tell me the extended bits. I'm so curious.
It's just a lot more of Judd Hirsch. I'm not even kidding. That's most of
really?
it. Yeah, there's a lot more Judd Hirsch stuff, and we'll talk about it as things come up. I'll be like, oh, in the extended version, this is what happens here.
Oh, good, because I don't know that I've ever seen the extended version. I think this is the only one I've ever seen.
Yeah, the extended version is one of the better extended versions of anything that I've ever seen.
You really undersold it based on that description, to be honest, because I like extended versions that like go deeper into like a side plot or like shed some light on the villain's background or something.
It does explain a bit more about what they were doing at Area 51 with the alien technology, and it explains like how that was worked into. I'm pulling up the guide here with the alternate version stuff.
Does it have the timestamp so you can like accurately
talk
about it?
It doesn't, but I've seen it enough that I could probably quote this whole movie.
Know.
Like I'll quote. This is a movie that I will quote year round, whether it's David, why did you send my mother to Atlanta? Or everyone's trying to get out. We're the only schmucks trying to get in. Like it's the same quotes all the time.
I don't know that you've noticed this, but while we were doing a setup, I've had an alcoholic beverage here. I've actually named it. I don't know if it actually has a name, but I've named it Mothers in Atlanta.
Nice. That's fantastic. What is in your drink?
It's ginger beer, Di Serono, and vodka.
Ooh, that's a interesting combination.
Surprisingly good.
I drank at brunch this morning, and I had a Blue Moon. So,
Ooh,
um,
classy.
this movie was my introduction to REM.
Was it?
Followed immediately by Tommy Boy.
I was
Uh,
gonna say it wasn't Tommy Boy.
it was both. So,
Good.
so when's the last time you watched this movie, Devin?
I watched it last year, exactly a year ago. There's a theater around me that does the film version of this. They actually have like, what is it, 35 millimeter? Like they have that, and I watched it in theaters in 35 millimeter. It was delightful.
You know, we talked about flea markets and stuff before we went live. I was
Yeah.
at an antique shop yesterday, and I found the 35 millimeter print of Last of the Mohicans, and
What?
I almost bought it.
I don't know how you'd ever play it, but that's amazing.
Yeah. That's I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do with this giant tin of 35 millimeter film because I don't know how you display this.
You
And
know, I would.
I've already got all these movie posters to display, so
I would want something like that if the ending of Inglorious Bastards didn't scare me away from it.
well, film stock's not that flammable anymore.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah, that was just in the 40s. So we're coming up on the very first change from the extended cut,
Okay.
which is the next actually we're a few minutes away, but I know there's one coming up, so I got to get that ready.
Is it an extended Pentagon thing?
No, it's between the president and Constance. Their whole interaction is a lot longer.
Oh, interesting.
But yeah.
You know, I'm going to be honest. I like the pace that this movie moves. Because I like that they didn't like. I like that it starts with like, okay, the invasion's happening already.
Mm-hmm. Then you're gonna really love the sequel. Uh,
Hey, we talk about it on Tuesday.
yeah, we do. And I'm excited to rewatch that for the first time since it came out in theaters. So,
I can't wait to hear your opinion on it because I know that you love this movie so much.
I do. This is one of my all-time favorite movies of all time. In fact, I'm going to look right now and see if I can find a movie poster for this online. I'm sure they price gouge them this time of year.
Oh, I bet they do. I love, love, love. Uh, who is it? The actor Mary McDonnell. I love her mostly because of her role in Battlestar Galactica, but also I guess she was good in Dances with Wolves too.
Okay.
But like I just love her in everything she's in.
I only know her from this, so Mae Whitman, who is still acting. She was just in the show Good Girls that got canceled a few years ago.
Oh, really?
The daughter, yeah.
Wow, good for her.
Who was not brought back to be in the sequel.
Oh no, why not?
Yeah. We'll talk about that on Tuesday. But
okay.
yeah. So yeah, this scene is extended where they talk about the president's status with the press and opinion polls.
Is this really what the White House looked like at one point? Because like, I just don't love the design, like the interior design theme of everything is mustard in this room. I mean, hate that rug.
I mean, I think it's supposed to be gold, so maybe that's why.
Maybe. I just in that like the bunting behind him is so, but
yeah.
The bunting behind him is the exact pattern and color as the flowers in front of him. So
yeah.
Good job.
So in that scene in the extended cut, they reveal that the president was voted sexiest man alive.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
weird.
No, yeah, really. I still like the massive size of these ships still wows me, even though I'm watching this on a 19-inch TV. Like it's still pretty impressive.
Well, tell me about them. Are they CG, or did they model these too?
A lot of what you see in this is models. Some of the aerial flight stuff is CG, but a lot of what you see in some of these shots is murals.
I wonder if
Uh,
that's why it holds up so well.
okay, let's talk about Judd Hirsch here for a second.
Okay.
If you look very closely at this man right now, and how much they aged him up for this movie, because Judd Hirsch, he's an older man in the 90s, but he is nowhere near as old as they portray him in this. And if you watch closely, his age kind of like the gray in his hair fluctuates back and forth. And then when the sequel comes out 20 years later, he actually looks like he's supposed to in this one.
It'd be weirder if he looked younger in the new one.
So Judd Hirsch was born in 1935. So let's do some math.
When did this movie come out?
96. So he's 61 in this one.
Okay.
So they aged him up a little bit. I mean, maybe he's a 61, but 20 years later, he's 81.
Wow.
And he looks the same.
Good for him for acting that old, though. Is anyone else riding a bike in here? This always confused me about this. Why does he get to ride a bike in this busy office?
Because he's Jeff fucking Goldblum. That's why.
It's fair.
This is another thing that I quote all the time. Whenever I find a plastic bottle or trash or can in my trash can, I'll pick it up and yell at me all day, and just say that exact same line. Good God in heaven. And she'll say, so sue me. So Devin, can you tell me the other connection between this film and Mrs. Doubtfire besides Harvey Fierstein?
Let me think. Is it this movie?
There's another actor in this that connects the two films.
Is it one of the kids?
Yes, actually, the daughter.
Is it the daughter?
It's the daughter. She's the middle child. She's the oldest daughter in Mrs. Doubtfire.
How long were these? Like, how far apart were these movies in time? I don't actually know this.
About 2 years. Mrs. Doubtfire was 94. This was 96. So you figure about a year apart, filming wise, probably.
It's not too bad, actually.
Yeah. So one of the other things that is extended in the extended cut is the storyline with these kids, and the one who's pretty sick and needs medicine, which is a whole subplot completely cut from the film.
Wow. Yeah, because I don't think they do much in the movie, do they? They just are proud of their dad by the end of it.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, because he's like the embarrassment at the beginning, and then he saves the day. And we'll talk later on about how he was supposed to save the day originally in the film. So.
Oh, so like the background to the point of even like what didn't make it in the film.
Oh yeah, well it's kind of infamous what didn't make it into this film.
Okay.
So. Taking my headphones off a little bit so I can hear better. I can't hear myself talk, which is weird.
Well, you sound fine.
I hope so. Yeah.
Ugh.
Okay. But yeah, so that's the other thing that's extended.
Is that scene?
No, just their whole backstory.
I mean, it's definitely an interesting thing to extend because, I mean, for me, they're almost like they're in the current cut. They're almost there as a function of, the dad's plot, essentially. Like, they don't really drive much on their own.
Yeah. And then, yeah. I wonder if the White House was ever really mustard, but I stand by. It's supposed to be gold.
And I bet it is, but like, it's just such a bad call. I don't know.
Man, I hate this guy so much in this movie.
That guy?
The Secretary of Defense, yeah. I just want to punch him in the face the whole time. Such
Is
a
it
great actor too. The late
Thomas or
James,
James Redburn?
yeah.
What else did he play?
He was in a bunch of stuff. He's in The Game with Michael Douglas, Son of
Yes,
a
he is.
Woman.
Okay.
He was Mike Birbiglia's dad in Sleepwalk with Me.
Have you seen that one?
Sleepwalk with Me.
Yeah.
I like it, but the sauce is too hot. Yes, I've seen that. I saw that in theaters. That came to Penn State when I was still there,
Oh wow.
and a bunch of us went to see it because like NPR presented it.
NPR presented it.
No, I mean,
That's
it was NPR film, so I think like the PBS station got it to play at the
Got
theater
it.
downtown. So the one thing I will say that is done really well in the sequel the sequel because there's only one and there will only ever be the one. One thing they do well is show the different spaceships around the world and like the aftermath of everything. Because you get to see a little
Yeah.
bit of them coming in here, but towards the end, you only get like a few shots here and there.
We'll have to talk about the ending because I think I forget exactly how it resolves itself.
Okay. This was my introduction to what radar is too. You got to figure I was
When did-
5. I was 5 when this movie came out, so
I was gonna ask, when did you first watch this movie?
I don't think I saw this in theaters. I wish I could say I did, but I know I watched this on HBO.
Okay.
So with that like weird feature presentation HBO thing
Yeah.
beforehand.
Yeah, when it was like old HBO.
Yeah. I wish they would bring that back. For no reason,
That was
just than
was
just
exciting,
nostalgia.
though.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay, I want to know something about this actually.
Okay.
So this is something that I don't know, and I'm hoping you can tell me is when they do shots like this, they're looking at a CRT TV screen, but notoriously, if you were to do that, it like didn't sync up right, like because the frame rate of the TV
Mhm.
and then the frame rate of the camera wouldn't be the same. How do they do shots like this in movies?
I don't know how they did it in this one. I'm gonna guess
Mhm.
it's very superimposed, so I'm gonna guess that they just replaced it in post.
Sure.
Because I can tell you for a fact that one of the bonus features on the DVD and the Blu-ray is that whole broadcast. They have it beginning to
Wow.
end. You can watch the whole thing, and I think it still cuts out like it does in the movie. So that's a special feature that you can watch. Is just the Sky News reporters talking about it coming into Moscow and
Wow.
everything.
How long is the whole thing? Is it like a 5-minute clip and we're only seeing a minute of it, or do we see most of it?
It's pretty long. They show more of it. It's about 10
Oh, wow.
minutes long, I think. It's enough to put on as a bonus feature. So
That's a fun bonus feature, though.
yeah. I think I have I don't know why I have this vivid memory, but I remember watching this on HBO at my parents' house when my parents were doing a yard sale.
Yeah.
And it's weird because my parents were doing a yard sale this weekend.
We've come full circle now. We're
We
back.
have, yeah. I still think Bill Pullman is one of the best movie presidents of all time.
I was just thinking that he is excellent as the president in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
For me, he's up there with President Palmer, who's like my go-to cinematic president or movie-based president.
Yeah. Who the President Palmer played by the Allstate guy.
Who is just phenomenal.
The country was in good hands in 24. Yeah. I think my microphone's doing a weird thing again.
Oh no.
Let me check. No, I don't think it is.
Oh, is it okay?
Yeah,
Oh, good.
I might have fixed it. So this is also extended too. They do a lot more of David Levinson figuring out what is going on with this signal.
So what is his job in this?
He is in charge of the broadcast signal, so making sure the satellites work right.
Okay, got it. Because this almost seems like a kind of the 90s trope where they don't get the obvious person to be the hero. They get the person adjacent to the obvious person. Like in Godzilla, where wasn't he like a worm specialist or something? Yeah. Broderick.
Yep.
Like he's not like in charge of defense or anything. He's just also here.
So yeah, in the extended scene, he talks about how the signal, there's a signal there that he thinks is going to disappear, but he was still trying to figure it out. So
it's like the beginning plot threads of like where he thought, like how he figures it out later.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
What would you do in that situation where they're like, hey, there are things coming. They come from here, or they're coming to these cities, and like you're in New York. Like, do you leave? Do you get into the bomb shelter? Like, what is your first reaction?
I would probably just stay still. Like, if I wasn't, if I lived in New York, I wouldn't live in Manhattan. I would probably live in Brooklyn or one of the boroughs. So, I would probably be safe from whatever is going to happen in the major city.
Yeah. And you'd just be like, I'll stay put.
Try to get out, but like not panic about it.
Yeah.
I also just wouldn't live in a major city, so.
and you don't think they'll ever like circle Shippensburg?
No, I don't think so. I don't know why they would. Unless they wanted to stop my podcast.
That's it. We're on to their scheme.
So, do you believe that Randy Quaid's character was actually abducted by aliens at one point? Like he claims?
Oh, yeah, 100%. Yeah, is that debated?
I mean, it's open to interpretation. Either it actually happened to him or he's just insane.
Well, they don't talk at all in the movies about the aliens like this is their second visit or anything like that, do they? Like this is in the context of this movie, this is the first time they've ever been to Earth, right? Except for
in such
Randy
a major
Quaid
way.
saying no.
No. There's a ship at Area 51. Roswell, New Mexico. Right. You knew it then, and you did nothing. That's my Judd Hirsch impression.
It was a good one. Okay, so then I do definitely then, especially if there's a ship in Area 51.
Yeah.
This is my favorite part of that though. Was it's an earthquake, not even a 4-pointer, go back to sleep.
Yeah.
It's so LA. It's so, I mean, you know where they live.
Mae Whitman was also Anne on Arrested Development.
Is that who that is?
Yeah.
That is so funny. I didn't know that. I love how they treat her on Arrested Development. Her character's fine, but I just love that like Jason Bateman never remembers her. Just it's so good. Is it unbelievable that the New Yorkers would stop for something like this? Would they just keep going and assume?
I think they would stop.
This is big enough.
Yeah.
I love this. I love that it comes out of like clouds and fire. I think that's such a cool shot.
Yeah. And it holds up.
It does. Is that non-CG? Practical is what I was looking for. Is that a practical effect?
I think some of it is, yeah.
Wow.
You got to remember it's 96, so there are a lot of models here that they're using. Um,
Have any of them ever like found their way up for auction?
I
'Cause I
don't
know
know.
sometimes they'll do that.
Let's find out.
I know you said that you wouldn't panic and you'd like try to get out, but in a calm way. I would panic if I saw that over the city I was living in.
So I think a lot of the models were destroyed just throughout filming.
Oh, right,
But
right.
95% of the movie's visual effects were shot using miniatures, and due to advances and in digital technology, this record may stand forever. It's the most miniature models to appear in one film.
What a cool record.
Because you think about it, after this, it is a lot of digital stuff.
I mean, the big one for that was Jurassic Park, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Because
Well,
that was,
well, and even
was
the
digital.
the year before this was Toy Story, so you had Pixar starting its thing.
Right.
So you have everything building up, and then the year after this was the special editions for Star Wars, where George Lucas was going back and redoing Star Wars with digital effects, replace some of the practicals he was never really happy with. So,
Right.
and I just realized we did a Toy Story watch party for 95. This is 96. The next one we have to do is a 97 film.
Well, what's a 97 film?
Turbo or Power Rangers movie. Sorry, no, never mind. Not gonna make that joke. Uh,
To be fair, that was almost the exact reason I left LA. Getting tired of all these quakes. So I get it.
yeah. So this kid's character also shows up in the sequel.
He does, doesn't he?
Yeah, but he is played by a different actor.
I mean, is Ross Bagley doing anything right now?
No, he looks like he stopped acting. He's done a few things in 2015, but since then it's kind of been nothing. Oh, he was Nikki Banks on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I did not know that.
That's funny. I didn't know that either.
So he plays Will Smith's cousin? Interesting.
Was he only in a few episodes?
48.
Wow. Okay. So more than a few. Got
Yeah.
it.
I mean, some of them are probably credit only because one that I see here says credit only.
Oh. Also, 97 was a good year for movies.
Oh, yeah?
Fifth Element, Good Will Hunting, Contact, Lost World, Austin Powers, Batman and Robin, Liar Liar, Gattaca, Starship Troopers.
Stop right there. Stop
Phenomenal.
right there. I think we found our next watch party, and it's Batman and Robin. Obviously.
That's going to be wonderful. I'm
We
excited
did-
for that.
Best line of the whole movie, David, why did you send my mother to Atlanta? Oh, man, I could go for Fruitopia right now.
I forgot about Fruitopia.
I'd never forgot about Fruitopia.
All we need is like Surge to show up in a scene.
Mm-hmm.
I love when they have computers and they're like, we're going to show them doing work. And it's really just like an Excel spreadsheet that's colored or that's like color coordinated.
Did you ever see the Kelly Rowland music video where she's sending a text message on a BlackBerry and it's just an Excel spreadsheet?
What? No.
Yeah, look it up. Kelly Rowland Excel spreadsheet. I want to know who's in charge of the TVs that they all just synced up like that to make one giant picture, because no one's in the office, and I guarantee that's not an automated thing.
But it feels like it is. It feels like the president's on. We're doing it.
It's very cinematic though.
It
Like
is.
it's one of the best things about this movie is how they're able to integrate all of these storylines into one.
Oh yeah, and how the characters kind of weave and kind of dick like duck into each other's stories.
Yeah.
Like I think it's really really nice.
Yeah, and I think of all the Roland Emmerich movies, this is the one that does it the best. Um,
Frantically searching Roland Emmerich movies.
Anything where the world ends. So the day that the Earth stood still,
Oh,
2012, Moonfall.
Have you seen Moonfall?
I have not yet.
It's on the list.
Have you seen it?
No, it's on the list. I mean, it's a little silly. He's riding his bike through traffic, but it's probably the smartest way to get around.
It is, and I'm very confused about how they get out of the city so easily.
Yeah, because he just like appears, doesn't he?
Yeah, and that's got to be a 6-hour drive from New York to DC. I mean, it's a straight shot down 95, but still.
But it's also a long shot, and it's probably one that a lot of people are making.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't think a lot of people are going from New York City, running away from the aliens, to Washington, D.C., where there's another.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
I'm going to see how long of a drive it is. Okay. New York City.
Just gonna give this kid some fireworks. Great.
Okay, so about 4.5 hours to get from New York to DC.
Okay, let's see if that holds up in the movie.
4 hours and 17 minutes, just south on 95.
Wow.
What else is Vivica A. Fox? Oh yeah, she was in Batman and Robin.
I think that's our next one.
Yeah, where she plays Miss B. Haven.
Is that true?
Yeah, Ms. MS B. Period Haven. And she was also in Kill Bill. I always forget about Kill Bill.
I do too. Wow, I didn't know that was her name in that movie.
See, Judd Hirsch looks a lot older here than he did when he was playing chess.
Oh, absolutely he does. He's a gem.
He is. Have you watched Taxi?
No, I haven't.
I'll have to find some episodes of Taxi to send to you to watch.
Do they hold up?
They do. And now he's on the Goldbergs.
Is he?
Yeah, he played one of the grandfathers on there, and when the main grandfather passed away, it looks like he stepped in and took over part of that role.
Wow. That's one of those shows that everyone tells me that I need to watch because I'll love. And I'm sure I will, I just haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, it's good. I'm behind on it.
Oh, yeah?
So one of the extended scenes is this. They talk a lot more in the car, and then like when they get closer to DC, all of the cars start going in the other lanes, so like they almost get hit.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Is it okay? So what I'm assuming this scene is it's just these two ad-libbing, and the extended cut is just more of them ad-libbing, and then eventually plot happens around them. Am I wrong?
Mm-hmm. No, that's pretty much what it is.
Good.
That's another line that we'll quote on road trips. It's like, well, you think we'll get there and it won't be there? Huh? I'll just do a dramatic double take in the car while I'm driving. So, fun fact: Rennie Quaid method acting here, and he hasn't broken character yet. So,
Actually, in preparation for this, one of my friends sent me videos, like his crazy videos that he has on YouTube,
oh,
and
really?
I watched a few, and yeah, they're pretty crazy.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't know that I'd recommend it, but it was definitely a way to spend an afternoon.
Are we live? Yeah, we're live. Okay.
Oh god.
YouTube wasn't loading for me, so I want to make sure we were live.
I love this. It's such a funny, like, crafty
Yeah.
joke. Have you ever seen Grease 2?
I have not.
So there's a song called "Let's Do It for Our Country," and it's basically that scene that you just saw extended out and takes place in a bomb shelter, and it's that sentiment in that scene, but for a whole musical number.
That's fantastic.
Perfect.
There is a payoff to that scene later on. And
In the extended cut or the normal cut?
In the extended cut, I will tell you about later.
Okay, good.
Because it doesn't make sense if I tell you about it now, and you seem to forget how this movie plays out. So,
and it's weird because I saw this in theaters literally a year ago, but there are parts of it that I just cannot remember.
I always forget that Harry Connick Jr. is in this because he doesn't have a piano.
Good.
So if it's a holiday weekend, who delivered the mail?
I don't know. I'm very proud of.
Did it show up beforehand?
Well, he was on leave, right? Wasn't he on leave for
he was
a
on
while?
leave. Oh, I guess he was on leave for the holiday. I'm gonna look up something. Let's pull up I'm assuming this is July 1996 because.
Are you pulling up the day
the calendar
of the 4th of July?
So this was a Tuesday. So I guess he got mail on Monday when he was on.
Okay,
leave.
I mean,
so
that
checks out. That checks out.
Because this is the 2nd, right? Still.
Yes.
Okay.
So just remember the 4th of July in this is a Thursday. pretty crazy Thursday in here.
I think it makes it worse for some reason.
Yeah.
I really hope that her stripper name is Ms. Behaven as well, and this is where they got it from.
Okay, if you still lived in LA, would you join the people on the rooftops welcoming the aliens?
No, I'd be in the valley. I'd be so deep in the valley the aliens couldn't find me.
Okay.
Because I don't know. I would get so skeptical and so nervous about all of this. I'd be gone.
I'd be watching from a distance,
Would you?
with a camera. Yeah, I want to be anywhere near this. I'd be on the outside of the ship, away from, I wouldn't want the ship above me. I would be off in the distance, watching from a hilltop. The aliens come in.
You'd be like Griffith Park area, kind of by the observatory, but just a little bit to the side.
Yeah.
Filming from there. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly where I would be.
I'm trying to remember if this scene ends the way it's supposed to. Okay, I don't think it does. In the extended cut,
there?
in the extended cut, she has her kid and dog with her at the strip club. Yeah.
Oh, what?
Yeah, and her boss is yelling at her to get back on stage, and she's like, "Nice working with you," and just quits. I think one of the strongest relationships in this movie is the father-son dynamic between Jeff Goldblum and Judd Hirsch.
Is that why that's like the only relationship in the second one?
You know, it's the only one that works in the second one, I think.
I think it's because of the power of the actors, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think it's hard to get them in a movie playing off of each other and for it to go wrong.
Yeah. Such a smart ass.
I know. I love it though.
I can't even get my wife to answer a text message, yet alone a phone call.
Well, that's the thing. I will not answer phone calls anymore. Like, I could not imagine being my age in the 90s when, like, you just answered the phone no matter who was on the other end. No thanks. And did you ever have the family member that would be on the phone literally all day?
Yeah, my mom, for some reason.
Yeah, and they would chain phone calls. It would be like one after the other. I'm like, I can't talk that long. Sorry.
Yeah. I think there is like a scientific explanation for the pattern that these lights go in, and I can't remember what it is. But I think there is a reasoning behind it. Yeah.
I just assumed they were doing like a Close Encounters thing, and like this was their thing.
Yeah. If I ever go to the White House, I'm going to carry a tie with me just because of the words of Julius Levinson. If I had known I was going to meet the president, I would have worn a tie. I don't want to look like a schlemiel. The only like we talked about the connection between the characters in this. I think that David Levinson having punched the president before he was president is like the weirdest one.
It is though.
And then he gets to the White House to tell him what's going on. He's like, you know what? Never mind. I don't have to do this. I'm like, yeah, you do, dude. Like, you're the one who knows this stuff.
You absolutely do.
Okay, so if you're watching at home with us, Constance just is pulling the president out of his meeting where they're watching the helicopter approach the ship. There's also an extended scene with Julius like being all proud that he's in the in the Oval Office, and from behind the desk, David's just like, "Oh, look at me, a poor immigrant in the White House," like he just mocking him.
That's the kind of stuff that I would expect the extended cut to be. The stuff that like isn't strictly necessary, but is fun for people that like it. I always like this part in sci-fi movies where like they have to use some other means to explain what's happening.
Yeah. So, what was your introduction to Jeff Goldblum? This or Jurassic Park?
It was absolutely Jurassic Park.
Okay.
He is forever the guy from Jurassic Park for me.
For me, he's the guy from Independence Day.
Yeah, and then he showed up in Jurassic Park.
Yeah, I didn't see Jurassic Park until I was like 10.
Oh, wow. I think I saw Jurassic Park way before this.
I think I saw Lost World Jurassic Park before I saw Jurassic Park.
Did you really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
I saw it at the drive-in.
I know that movie gets a lot of love. I don't like that movie.
It's not the best.
Maybe I need to watch it as an adult, but I always like that part in movies where the aliens start responding and
Yeah.
you don't know if it's good or bad. I mean,
That'd
now
be the
it's pretty clear.
that'd be the most terrifying aspect of this is like the
Yeah.
just not knowing what's going to happen. I would feel like a breath of relief knowing that they're about to attack than the not knowing.
Oh, exactly. They do that really well in. Oh, I just said the name of it. Not First Contact, the other one. The one where they do the lights and the sounds. What am I thinking of?
Close encounter.
Close Encounters. They do that really well, where you don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Oh, there's her dog. Okay, that's how she gets
Yeah.
her. Okay.
Yeah, they were
That
with her
makes
the
more
whole
sense now.
time. They never left her side. They were just in the back room at the strip club while she was on stage.
That's so weird.
Yeah, that's why it's cut.
It makes sense. I also feel like you can't just get up to the top of this building.
Yeah, probably not. Ugh. Harvey Fierstein.
He's wonderful. He's so wonderful in this.
He's wonderful in everything except the live action Year Without a Santa Claus. No one is good in that.
I've never seen it.
Guess who he plays?
Santa Claus.
No.
No?
He's Heat Miser. I'm Mr. Green Christmas. I'm Mr. Sun.
That's. Oh, that makes me sad.
That sounds like a joke. It's not.
It does. Was this like an official adaptation, or like was this just like a bunch of celebrities doing it?
That was an official.
Wow.
In 2006, he played Heat Miser. Chris Kattan played an elf. Michael McKean played Snow Miser, and Santa was played by John Goodman.
I love that casting choice.
Yeah, we'll have to do that one at Christmas.
I want to.
Okay, now here's where my trivia comes in for this. So,
Ooh, great.
you'll see here shortly, and I think it's the New York shots. A lot of what they blew up, they had to film. They had to put the sets on their side, and then like if this is the Empire State Building down here, the explosion would go up, and they'd have the camera up here to film it coming up through the city streets. Instead of
That's
it going
very
out.
cool. I always love things like that. They did something like that with the Death Star too, didn't they?
Yeah.
To get it to blow up in a specific way.
Mm-hmm. So behind me here, I have the Independence Day video game for PlayStation 1.
What?
Yeah. I was going to stream it this week. I just didn't have a chance yet. Yeah, it's you just fly around in fighter jets and shoot down aliens. And at the end of each level, you have to take out the ship as the thing opens up.
That is very cool. Is it actually fun to play, or is it one of those like kind of bad cash-in games?
Mix of both. I could never get past the first level growing up. So yeah, like the shot that you're about to see coming up here.
Uh-huh. It's all because it's sideways and
Yeah.
it's the...
Yeah.
Wow, that looks so good though.
It's such a great balance of practical and digital effects because it's mostly practical. So,
And it's hard to see where the digital comes in, to be honest.
mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously, you could tell they're like cutting the people in front of it, but like it's so seamlessly done. I also
Yeah,
keep forgetting that I don't think Harvey Fierstein doesn't make it in this movie, does
he
he?
does not. No,
That's such a shame.
that's one of the most terrifying shots. Is like just everything leveled.
Yeah. Also, palm trees on fire is nothing new for LA. They should be fine.
I even like the detail where the when the Capitol goes, it's like porcelain, and you can see like the it's not like the same material
Oh,
that
is
you
it
would see.
porcelain?
Like the explosion, it's not like you could see the stone cracking. It's not just like wood shattering, like everything else, like the White House.
That's a cool detail that I never noticed.
You watch this enough, you notice weird things.
But that's, I mean, that's what I'm here for.
Yeah.
That's what I want because I haven't seen it enough to notice it.
Yeah, yes, kid. I would do the exact same thing and just scream the whole time.
Yeah, pretty much. I probably wouldn't even make it to the running part. I'd just scream and be like, "Oh, this is happening."
Go down with the ship like it's the Titanic.
Exactly. Make the dog play me out.
Yeah, and I would be the guy who stops like, how does that dog know how to play violin?
Yeah, hold on. What? I forget if the dog makes it.
Well, I'm not gonna tell you.
Oh, good. Okay. I was about to get real mad.
Be really bad if they kill the dog and it's like July 3rd.
What the?
I didn't realize my video was flipped, so now it's better.
Oh.
Damn you all to hell.
I like that shot a lot, though.
They blew it up.
So okay, so all of the other ships in all of the other places didn't fire. Just the L.A., Washington, New York ones
No,
did.
they all did.
Okay. Oh, they all did. Okay.
They all
Just
fired at once.
viewers. Got it.
See that? So this is the subplot I'm telling you about. Like they left this part in where he gets sick, but it's because he when Russell comes back and is like, "We got to get out of here," he like in protest destroys his vial of medicine.
What?
Yeah, like he throws it down. Like I'm so tired of you guys arguing. Like destroying your medicine's not gonna help the fact.
No.
But
Ooh.
so like
That's right,
that's the one remnant of that plot in this movie still.
Because now it just seems like he got sick because he's nervous or something.
Or car sick. Like if you're living
Yeah, or
in
car sick.
if you're living in an RV and you get car sick, I feel bad for you, son.
It's true.
That's such a 90s tie.
Oh, it. I mean, and her like linebacker shoulder pads are just so perfect.
Mm-hmm. Devin has a crush on her. That's what. That's the news, Mr. President.
It is. I mean, it's 100% true. 100%. Especially Battlestar Galactica. Perfect.
I mean, I'm not one to speak. Next week, I'm looking at something on my wall right now. I'm like, yeah, that's a week away.
What?
You know what I'm talking about.
Okay, I do know what you're talking about now.
It's right there.
I for some reason I thought next week like Independence Day 2, and I'm like, who from that?
No, God, no.
I mean, Jeff Goldblum is an acceptable answer.
Yes. Yeah.
I think everybody has a bit of a crush on Jeff Goldblum.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, absolutely. I'd be more concerned if you don't enjoy Jeff Goldblum's work.
That's
If
fair.
you don't like
Fair,
Jeff Goldblum, if Jeff Goldblum's a deal killer for you, then I don't think we can be friends.
No, I mean, he does my favorite thing I heard. If you ever meet him, if you say like, "Hey, Mr. Goldblum, I'm Devon," he'll go, "Oh my gosh, Devon, of course!" Like he should have known your name and forgot it. I love that. What a charming man.
Are a lot of people in Pittsburgh like that?
Like
He's
this?
no, like Jeff Goldblum, because he's from Pittsburgh.
No, not a lot of people
Okay.
No, he's weirdly infamous in Pittsburgh because apparently he made a movie about how much he hates Pittsburgh, and like it happened in like the 80s. This movie, and Pittsburgh has not forgotten, and Pittsburgh will not forgive.
That sounds about right for Pittsburgh.
Yeah, every time you bring in Jeff Goldblum up, you're like, "Oh, Jeff Goldblum here." Oh, he hates it here. Don't talk about him. He hates it here. They're like Donnie Iris. There's a true Pittsburgh legend.
It'd be like if Rocky was just like shitting on Philadelphia the whole time.
It would be though. Well, it's
Or
my
like,
favorite rock.
or like, I don't know, if you had a rap song and you turned it into a TV show, and the whole premise was you got in a fight in Philly and had to move out to LA.
I grew up not understanding how dangerous Philadelphia was, despite the Fresh Prince's warning.
I mean, I kind of understood it.
No, I was just like, wow, Will Smith had a tough time in Philly. Weird.
I mean, and then once I heard the rest of the song where he gets like the orange juice out of a champagne glass, I was like,
What?
that might be all right. Like I want to get sent to LA, but I don't have an uncle out there. So is Eric Connick Jr. doing Jesse uh doing that impression racist?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I think it is because it's Jesse Jackson, right?
Yeah.
Ooh. And Will Smith is not amused.
Keep the reference name out your mouth.
I was wondering. Okay, so timestamp is 55 minutes. That's how long it took us to make an Oscars joke. Got it.
Yeah.
Count it.
I mean, Chris Rock fired at Jada, so hey-o.
Thank you for not doing the "Who's Will and why are we firing at him" joke.
Yeah. I mean, we know who Will is.
Right.
This was the start of a trend that went on for a while when I kind of miss, and I don't think it's ever going to come back now, but Big Willie weekends where he would always have a 4th of July movie come out.
Really?
Yeah, so it was Independence Day, and then Men in Black, I think, was the same weekend. Like early July, he would have a movie. Wild Wild West. I don't want to see Will Smith's credits as a producer, IMDb.
Okay, fun fact. Don't type into Google Big Willie Weekend and go to image search, because I did that by accident, and it was not what I wanted.
Okay, Men in Black came out. Oh, come on. Where's the release date?
97 was Men in Black, right?
Yeah, July 2nd, 97.
Oh. Okay. One of the movies that's part of Big Willie Weekend is my introduction to Will Smith.
Wild Wild West?
Yeah, that was it. Arguably the worst one.
Yeah, I
We've
would
all
say
seen
so.
that, right? We can't do that for the podcast.
Oh, that was going when I won the Oscars bet. That was going to be my
Uh-huh.
pick. But then the Oscars happened, and I was like, I need to change this up. My wild card became, I forget what I did, but it was something we had all already seen.
I'm trying to remember what it was.
I don't remember our own
Oh,
show.
it was Galaxy Quest.
That's right. It was Galaxy Quest.
Yeah, it was Galaxy Quest.
Thank you for keeping an eye on senior chat there, Devon. I can't see it because of my two microphones.
I got you, man.
Yeah. And hello, Sanchez's.
I like that, Sanchez's.
So I think the worst part of this whole thing for me is I have earbuds on underneath my headphones,
Yeah.
and my headphones are like pushing them into my ear, and it's starting to hurt.
Ooh, that's annoying.
Yeah. Let's go. Let's go faster. Let's go faster. Oh, sorry, wrong Jeff Goldblum movie.
Or the right Jeff Goldblum movie, just wrong part of this one.
Fair.
Yeah, why does he take his mask off?
Because he couldn't breathe because of the G forces.
Oh, I never connected that.
It's the same amount of pressure that I put on the PlayStation controller when I'm playing the game because I can't turn the way I want to.
Do you remember like when video games first became like 3D and people instead of doing the thumbsticks would like turn the controller like that would work?
So this game is so old. It doesn't even have the analog sticks as an option to play it. You have to use the D-pad.
That's so gross.
The fate of the world is in your hands. So this is the scene that I'm pretty sure they shot for shot recreated in Captain Marvel.
That makes a lot of sense though. With like the movie's 90s motif and with
Yeah.
I mean the fact that the fighter pilot thing makes sense in it, like
Yeah.
why not do that?
And I think that's missed by a lot of the audience who dislikes Captain Marvel, is that it's just it's like an ode to 90s movies.
Well, yeah.
Because this,
I mean, she even does Terminator at some point in it.
Yeah. Enrico says in the chat, I was wondering why all the ID4 stuff, and I realized it's already July 3rd. Yes, we actually caught up in real time to the movie. Like it's July 3rd now. It's July 3rd in the movie.
Oh wow! Oh, it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's weird because I didn't realize that it's like 3rd of July because we don't celebrate you traders over here. So like I didn't realize that like this is a holiday weekend until you're like we should do Independence Day.
Keep it up. I've got some tea I can go throw in the stream.
How dare you? At least send us tax money.
No. How about not? I'm glad he called it ID4 because I always like when I can't find anything Independence Day when I'm looking for like a image or anything, I always search ID4 because that was a big part of the marketing was ID4.
ID4. I don't know. Is it Independence Day and 4 because it's the 4th of July?
Yeah, like that was just the abbreviation for the marketing. And then when they announced they were doing the sequel, originally they announced 2 sequels. It was going to be ID4 Ever Part 1 and Part 2. I'm like, ID4
Ew.
Ever sounds horrible. I should have known then that I'd be disappointed in the sequels.
Were they planning on more than one sequel to this though? Like this was they were planning on like
they were.
that one being the jumping off point.
They were, and that'll be obvious when you watch the sequel.
I cannot wait.
That's what I call a close encounter. You know how Well, Enrico, if you've never seen the sequel, I've got a treat for you. We will be doing the sequel this week on the show. So either you
You
can
can at least
watch
hear us
it,
talk about it.
you can either watch it and join the conversation Tuesday night, or just watch our episode on Tuesday night where we talk about it.
Like I said, Alan is the one person on this earth I cannot wait to hear talk about this movie, because I heard that your reaction to it wasn't good when you first saw it, and you love this movie.
We will go into detail about my reaction because there's a story behind my reaction.
Is there? Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
there is. But yeah, we will be talking about the sequel this week on the show. So stay tuned for that.
Hold on. This just brought up a good point. Have you ever seen a sick bag on an airplane for real?
I think so. I've seen them on buses and trains.
Wow, I don't know that I've seen, and maybe I'm not looking for them hard enough, but I don't think I've ever seen a sick bag on an airplane. And like, I don't know if they just assume that humans acclimated to flying now, and it's like a older trope, or like maybe I'm not actively looking for the sick bags.
Yeah. Enrico, you are intrigued.
Interesting.
He said,
hope
"Call
you
me
watched
intrigued." I called him intrigued.
Oh God, the dad jokes. Love it.
So one year for Valentine's Day, I printed off a bunch of like memes for Valentine's and put them all over our kitchen counters for my wife to find in the morning.
Yeah.
One of them was that line. It was just Judd Hirsch on Air Force One saying, "All you need is love." John Lennon, smart man, shot in the back. Very sad.
Was that her favorite one?
No, I think her favorite one was the year of the Super Bowl with the no tight ad commercials with David Harbour.
Oh, right.
And at the top it said, "Happy Valentine's Day." No, tight ad. And it's just David Harbour dancing.
I'm not going to spoil anything, but David Harbour, wonderful in Stranger Things season 4. Wonderful.
Part 2, yeah. Did you finish it?
I did. Would recommend is where I'll stop with that.
This is such a great monologue.
I want to hear the monologue.
No, just like Judd Hirsch's whole speech here.
About Roswell.
Yeah. I think that's why I hate this guy so much. It's like he knew about Area 51 this whole time.
Yeah. That's true.
And just doesn't say anything about it during all of this.
Do you think there's actually like alien stuff in Area 51? Or do you think that it's like literally as mundane as like it's an airplane but the wings are backwards now?
I want to believe.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I do. Yeah.
I don't think it is. I think it's almost nothing. I think it's just like the housing for their bad airplane ideas that don't work, but like the government's too embarrassed to admit that that's all it is, so it's just this mystique around it now.
I think if the government was smart, they would which they're not.
There we go.
They would have moved it from Area 51 now.
There'd be like an Area 52 somewhere.
Yeah.
I want it to be like 2 miles north. Just like a little off from where people think, but like that's good enough. Okay. I need help here.
Okay.
She left from Washington, or she was somewhere else?
She was somewhere else. She was in LA.
Okay. Got it. Okay.
That's why
I am on board again.
That's why Mae Whitman was allowed to watch Letterman last night, because she was out of town.
Right. Okay, because they were calling and she was out of town. Got it.
So, do you know what he's dragging that thing on right now?
It's
What
his
that?
parachute, right?
No, the ground.
Are those the salt flats?
It's the salt flats. Yep. The smell that he smells is all the dead, like, like shrimp that were in the lake that have dried up.
I bet it is. I bet
In
it's
our
not
riding.
the alien.
Yeah.
Now, question: if he were
Yes.
to continue dragging this alien for long enough, would he come back with alien jerky?
Probably.
Good.
If
That's all I want.
if the alien was dead.
That's right. I keep forgetting it's not.
And we're to the point now in the movie where all of the subplots are starting to connect. Because in the
It's
whole movie
really well
getting to
done.
know Will Smith and Jeff Goldblum, and Will Smith's first interaction with anyone outside of Vivica A. Fox is with Cousin Eddie.
Cousin Eddie. Where does he put that alien in the trailer?
He doesn't. They have the kid's truck.
Oh, got it. And he puts it in the back of the truck.
Mm-hmm. Jane, the man they call Jane. That matte painting of Air Force One always bugs me because it looks so much
Okay,
bigger
good.
than it should.
I'm glad you brought that up because it doesn't look good. Although I think it was in Warner Brothers. They had like a collection of all of their old big matte paintings, and they're so interesting to see up
Yeah,
close.
I can imagine.
I mean, I just found out like last week that like when in Star Wars when Vader and Palpatine land, like that's a matte painting of the stormtroopers.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that. That's so cool. I like movies. I don't know if you can tell. I like them.
Yeah, that's why we have a movie podcast.
I know. Movie magic. Wonderful.
Oh wow.
What?
I always forget this. In cinemas in the Middle East, all scenes including Judd Hirsch were removed. In the film, Hirsch's character speaks Yiddish and wears a traditional Jewish yarmulke.
What?
Yeah.
Oh. Ooh.
Quick, can you tell me who Oaken is played by? Do you know what other sci-fi character he is known for?
Hold on. He looks so familiar.
Ryan knows this.
Ryan knows this?
Yeah, Ryan.
Is he someone
knows
in
this.
Starship Troopers?
No. Wrong franchise.
My other guess is going to be someone from Galaxy Quest. No? Okay, who is it?
Nope. Commander Data.
That's Brent Spiner?
That's Brent Spiner.
I am so shocked. He is unrecognizable. I mean, now
Well-
that you say it, I can like see it in the nose, but like I don't know. I guess I'm just used to him being very pale skinned and
Pale
like
skin.
Data.
It's without the makeup. It's the long hair, and he looks human. Like he actually ages. And this was around the time they were still doing the Star Trek movies, so
Oh wow.
the show was over by this point. But he was still doing Data in the films.
You know, I had that a bit even in Picard, where they had him play him essentially, and I thought that was still a bit weird to see.
Have you watched season 2 of Picard?
I have not. I've heard very mixed things about it, and I don't know if my heart can handle it because season 1 was so good.
I think you'd enjoy it,
Mhm.
being not a huge Star Trek fan like as everyone else.
Is it like your Star Trek fandom that kills you with it?
A little bit,
Okay.
but I think it's just a fun time travel story
Oh, okay.
to a point. There is like the Brent Spiner's storyline in it is a little rough to get through, but so when I posted about this on Instagram yesterday, I wanted to post like the next 72 hours are going to be really exciting because we have this, we have the sequel.
They are going to be exciting.
Yeah. I think my wife is gonna make me watch the extended cut with her after I watch this. So
The extended cut of this movie.
hmm
So you're watching it 2 times today.
I might. I might be
Are
doing
you gonna
other
watch it?
things
Are
while
you
I
gonna
watch it
watch
this
it
episode.
tomorrow too?
Probably not. I will be at the beach tomorrow.
Right, you're going to the beach tomorrow. That'll be so much fun.
hmm Maybe I'll swim over to the UK and say hi, Devon.
Do it. We're really close. I mean,
Yeah.
I'll be offended if you didn't.
What's the transatlantic swim record? I could break that.
Is hold on. Is there a transatlantic swim record?
Yeah. Let's find out.
Stupid. I'm actually really mad about this.
What?
I
The
found the
aliens?
transatlantic swim record.
Oh, what is it?
73 days.
In
She swam for
1998.
she swam for 6 hours a day.
Wow.
My sincerest hope is that at some point during that swim, she thought about this movie.
Like maybe they'll make a sequel someday.
Maybe. What if she wrote what if that's how she spent her time, was thinking about what they could write in the sequel? Is she around? We'll call her.
She's French. I don't speak French.
Yeah, I don't either. Shoot. What do you think about the designs of the aliens in this one?
So the designs of the aliens are very interesting because there are two folds to the designs. You have these designs here, which were the early design for the creatures that they started working on, and then they came up with the larger tentacle based creatures, which they made like a biosuit for these creatures. So it was kind of like an evolution of the design and molded into, like, they combined the two into that design.
I like that idea a lot, where they were like, you know what, we're taking both. I mean, they're both kind of playing off of the same central idea, though. Like, neither one looks drastically different from the other.
Yeah. Why do I feel like I've seen this guy in every single movie where there's a security guard?
Who is he?
I don't know.
Is it Jay Acovone?
I don't know.
Well done.
Just the sound effect of him ripping that parachute up.
It's
So I love they let him in, and then everyone else just follows. So there's a scene in the extended cut that we just missed where it's David Levinson and Data on the ship going over the technology and how a lot of the work they do in this Area 51 has been used to build our computer systems. So microchips come from the research done on this ship, and David Levinson's like showing him things like that he's learned about, like the signal and all of that, and he just turns to him and is like, you know, you're really starting to make us all look bad. And then he says, really then they find out that there's a live one that just got brought in, and so he runs off and tells Jeff Goldblum not to touch anything, and Jeff Goldblum's like, I'll touch whatever I want, and just like starts putting his hand all over the dashboard and like puts his hand in something sticky and like shakes it off. Like, ugh.
Fun fact, that scene wasn't even supposed to be in the movie. They just were recording when he was walking around the set.
I find it weird that Adam Baldwin was able to have a career and not be related to the other Baldwins.
He's not related to the other Baldwins? This isn't me being ignorant. I had no idea.
I mean, at least not directly.
Huh. I truly didn't know that.
Fun fact: one of these two actors shows up in the sequel, and it's not the one you think it would be.
So mad about that.
To be fair, he does make a brief appearance in a painting. So
That doesn't count. Do you know the history behind why that happens? Like, are you going to be able to fill us in about why
oh,
it's so awfully
I
handled?
will fill you in.
Good. I
And
cannot wait.
I will tell you what he did instead of Independence Day 2. And you at the end of the show you can tell me if he was better off or not.
Okay.
Because
like that's infamous at this point, isn't it?
It's up for debate, yeah.
Oh wait, it's up for debate whether or not he was in the better thing.
Yeah, like I think it's a good conversation that we can have. So
I can't wait.
you don't know what the other thing is, do you?
I have no idea. Zero
Okay,
idea.
Sweet.
It wasn't Wild Wild West. So
it was not
I have
Wild
no
Wild
idea.
West. It was Wild 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 West.
Was it a Power Rangers toy?
Was it?
No, it wasn't. It was Ghidorah. I lied.
I mean, it was a Fox production, so I wouldn't be surprised if it was a Power Rangers toy.
Be a fun little connection.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so somebody tells you they're a dancer.
Yeah.
What do you first go to?
Ballet is thing one for me. It really is.
Really?
Yeah. Is it you?
I would go more theatrical, like Broadway style dance, like stage dancing. Not
I don't know why.
Not ballet. But
yeah, I guess it's a strange, like, weird subset that I go straight to then.
Mm-hmm. Do you go to that many ballets?
No, but I've been told I should go to more because I've been told they're actually really great, and I just haven't gone.
That's what she said.
Oh.
This part still creeps me out. Like, just the visuals of it and the sound effects.
This would be such a cool prop to have.
Well, I'm guessing it's made out of a lot of rubber and foam, and
Probably not
that
good
stuff
anymore.
all disintegrates over time.
It's fair.
Let me look on eBay, see if I can find any Independence Day props.
They do such a good job of making it like look organic.
They really do. Okay, so on eBay,
Uh-huh.
there is an Independence Day uniform.
Is it the Black Knights?
No, well, one of them, yeah.
That's cool. I would like that.
For $3,600.
That's a bit much.
So under the similar sponsored items, there's a Tusk prop from Kevin Smith's Tusk.
Is it just a tusk?
No, it's the cowl of the.
Good.
It's the actual headpiece that the Doctor wears. Guess how much that goes for compared to Independence Day flight suit.
All right, so the flight suit's just a flight suit. This is a cowl, so my guess is it's $5,000.
$6,000.
$6,000. Double the price.
There's an Independence Day screen used piece of alien ship for $350.
What kind of piece are we talking about? It's like little piece?
Yeah, like an actual fragment of the spaceship model.
That's very cool.
That is pretty cool. I might actually buy that.
Save that one for later. I think that is so cool. This whole scene where he's talking through who I now know is Brent Spiner.
So that's all for the movie props from Independence. Oh wait, no, there's an Independence Day Resurgence flight suit.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of like on-set Polaroids for like continuity.
That's very cool.
What is this? Yeah,
Gosh, this is a cool scene.
There's like continuity Polaroids from like every single setup.
I mean, that's very cool.
That is. I wouldn't
Are
pay
they
$50
expensive, these
for
continuity Polaroids?
like $50, $40.
That's not terrible.
The alien
How
lovers
faded are they, though?
They're not. It doesn't look like.
Wow.
You store them right there. They should be pretty good. Okay, so Devin, I don't know how much you know about the sequel, but is Brett Spiner dead or alive in this scene?
He's incredibly dead.
Oh,
Is he
boy.
not dead?
I guess you have to wait and see.
I'm going to be so mad if he's not dead.
They may or may not explain that he's just in a coma.
He did not look like he was in a coma there. You could have examined him, but okay. Okay, this is going to be such a stupid comment.
Okay.
But the president does such a good job of face acting.
Mm-hmm.
Just like looking straight down the barrel of the camera and just contorting his face to match the scene. He is so good at it.
Yeah. To the end of the world. Cheers.
Oh, hey. Cheers. Oh, wonderful.
I do you think this relationship is more fleshed out than the Will Smith one, or not, or is it equal?
I think it's equal just because they have more history than I feel like Will Smith and his companion Vivica A. Fox / Ms. Behaven. I will not call her anything else now, by the way.
Yeah.
But I think there's more history with them, but I think that it's pretty even, it seems like. What do you think? Do you think this is more fleshed out?
I think it is pretty even. I like that there's more history here. And we'll talk about this more on Tuesday, but I wish these relationships were explored more in the sequel.
I'm curious where they go with it in the sequel.
I'm going to have to do a lot of research beforehand to explain.
You're going to have to do a lot of heavy lifting on this.
I am. It's going to be interesting. So, but yeah, the flight suit that I found on eBay is one of his pilot friends.
The Black Knights.
Because the exact same thing, except for a different name on the tag.
That's what I would want. Whose name's on the tag?
It is.
Like, is it somebody that we know, or is it just like that guy that just walked through the background now?
This is somebody in the background, I think.
Mm.
Gary Evans.
Gary Evans. That sounds like a good generic name.
Let me see if I can find Gary Evans on the crew cast list. Yeah, I don't see him.
Ah, that's a shame. Still, I think that if there was any uniform that I was going to get from this movie, it would be that one.
Yeah. I don't know if I would pay $350 for it.
It's a bit much.
Oh no, I'm sorry, $3,600.
That's definitely much.
But I might be quicker to buy the $255 one from the sequel.
I don't know. I'm kind of on those Polaroids.
Okay. So if we were invaded by aliens,
Yes.
would you be upset environmentally if we use nukes against them?
I think immediately no, because I mean, I think that if it was like this situation where they're like, okay, look, there's no peace, like you can't, and I would be like, get everything we have. I don't care if we have to like fish out the napalm again. Let's get them. But like, I think afterwards I'd be disappointed, like having to then deal with what the fallout is.
Mm-hmm.
Would you? Would you be upset about it?
No.
No.
I figure by the time we get to this point, they've tried everything else.
I mean, that makes sense because it's not. You don't usually start with the nuke.
Yeah. I'd be more concerned if you did.
Yeah, it's very fair.
And he's just so cocky. Like, I really hate that guy.
He is. See, nobody has any confirmation. They're just like, I don't see it on the screen now. We're good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, wipe that smug smile off your face. I'm Batman. Call them back.
It's so good. It's so good. He's so commanding.
I'm trying to remember if this was before or after Casper.
I forgot he was in Casper. I really hope that it's before.
Casper's before this.
We all had to start somewhere.
He went from Wyatt Earp to While You Were Sleeping to Casper to Mr. Wrong with Ellen DeGeneres to Independence Day.
The man has range. You can
Yeah.
give him that.
It's a hell of a 2 years.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure part of this score is the same score from the Power Rangers movie.
Is it?
I feel like it. Like there was that little flute thing going on in the background. I'm pretty sure that's from Power Rangers as well.
I mean, you said they own it, so they could probably just do that.
They did, yeah.
Who did the score for this?
That I should know this.
I figured you just had it up, which is why I asked.
I should know this because I have the soundtrack, and there's a track on the soundtrack that I can't listen to when I drive, or else I get a speeding ticket. David Arnold.
David Arnold.
Who also did the music for I Know Godzilla and Casino Royale. He did a few Bond pictures. He did Casino Royale, The World Is Not Enough.
He did it for the GoldenEye 007 video game and the 007 Legends video game too. That makes me very happy.
The Patriot.
He did the Patriot. I liked that one.
Well, it was also Roland Emmerich.
Oh, he did Sherlock and Good Omens and The Little Britain USA. Okay. He had some weird turns.
Yeah. Paul with Seth Rogen, and
Forgot about that.
he also did Hot Fuzz.
And Too Fast, Too Furious. Oh, and Zoolander. Okay, this guy's also got range. Dang.
He worked with Roland Emmerich a lot until he didn't.
I wonder if something happened.
I'm guessing because the last movie they worked on together was Godzilla. Oh no, I'm sorry, The Patriot. Wait, where's The Patriot? Maybe he didn't actually produce The Patriot or compose The Patriot. Oh well. The president's wife died. I feel like we should focused on that.
I wonder if if Mary McDonald ever gets sick of essentially just being that in whatever she's in. Because I mean, it's the same thing about Star Galactica. It's the same with Dances with Wolves. Like she's like the sick and dying love interest.
I mean, I don't know. I thought you were going to say,
Well,
do you think she gets sick of being recognized as the first lady in Independence Day?
oh, I wonder if she does too.
Just tell the truth, man. She died. She's not sleeping.
Yeah.
She dead. Oh, I've never realized that Will Smith and Vivica A. Fox are behind them until right now.
Are they really? Oh yeah, there they are.
I never knew that.
That is a cool detail because they are very much in the background of that.
I never noticed that before. And now we're in the future. Tomorrow.
Technically. Or today, if you're listening to it now.
Even for drunk logic, this doesn't make any sense.
No, not at all. Start with this hanger. He sobers up pretty quick, right?
Yeah.
Because this seems like the kind of thing that like he would recover on like the 7th from.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think he's so like preoccupied with everything else, and like it's just emotional. Like I think he's more distraught just by his emotions than the alcohol.
Okay, because I mean the bottle that we see him with now, we saw earlier, and it wasn't full before,
Yeah.
and it's not totally empty now.
This is the weirdest moment of product placement in the whole thing.
What is it?
The Coke can.
Oh yeah,
I wish they had just done a Fruitopia can or something instead.
they just went all in on Fruitopia.
Yeah. I love the comical sound effect of the bullet
yeah.
ricocheting. Pew, pew, pew.
The literal cartoon ricochet, yeah. Those old windows.
So this all makes a lot more sense with that deleted scene where they describe that our technology is based off of their technology.
Which is how he's able to just do this.
Yeah.
Because right now you kind of have to take it on the fact that like he's just a genius, even though this
Mm-hmm.
isn't what he does. He's
Yeah.
also a genius at programming computers.
Yeah. Well, when a daddy ship loves a mothership. That's what she said. I'm gonna to dock with the mothership.
I feel like this had to have been his audition for this because it's
Yeah.
so well delivered, though.
No one wants to hear you talk, dude. Just shut up.
No, everyone does. I also think that as a society, we need to get back to calling things cockamamie when they're not what we want.
You know, watching this movie now, I really thought when Will Smith stepped forward, he was just gonna slap him.
It's what you want, though. Like, he's just such a slappable face.
Yeah.
So, are we also supposed to believe that Jeff Goldblum got it flying?
I think the implication is that with everything going on, it was already able to fly. They just hadn't taken it off to try because they didn't have
Got
anyone
it.
to fly it.
That makes more sense.
It's so weird to me that Judd Hirsch looks younger in the sequel.
I mean, he looked younger in that scene. Like, they feel like they
Mm-hmm.
toned down the gray a bit.
No, I think
It's a good answer.
these two have the best chemistry of the whole movie.
100% agree. I love them together.
And I honestly think that's part of the reason the sequel fails. But we'll talk about that Tuesday.
Okay. It's almost a shame those two didn't do more movies together.
Mm-hmm. Like Wild Wild West would be such a different movie if Jeff Goldblum was in the Kevin Kline part.
That would have been amazing. Well, I'm actually looking, like, what does he do after this?
Who?
Jeff
Jeff Goldblum?
Goldblum.
That's a good question. Lost World.
Life Aquatic. Oh, he was in Morning Glory too. Okay, he's in more than I thought he was.
Yeah. Cats and Dogs.
I try to forget about that movie if I'm being honest. I try to pretend that wasn't around.
I've never seen Life Aquatic.
Oh, it's a must. It's on my list. I love it. Ugh.
I love the music here where it's
So
just like
British.
now we're in Russia, so it's gonna be like very lots of horns and like
Yep.
ho 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 ho. Like I keep thinking the youngest kid here is Joseph Gordon-Levitt, but it's not.
Who is it?
Not Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Okay. So, in the original cut for this,
Okay.
there's more to that scene there. Where
When he says, "I can fly, I'm a pilot."
yeah, Adam Baldwin, Mitchell here, goes up to him and says, "I'm sorry," like pretty much tells him, "No, we're sorry. We can't use your help," and tells him no from the get-go. This scene was done in reshoots because they had to redo
Was
the
it
ending.
really?
Yes, because originally Russell Case did not fly in the mission at the end in a fighter jet.
So, in a fighter jet.
Yes.
Is that the key word there? Does he? Can I make a prediction?
Yes.
Does he do it in that red plane?
The movie originally ended with Randy Quaid strapping a missile to his biplane and flying it into the ship as it's about to shoot down on the base.
Wow.
You can find the footage of it online.
Did it just not go well with test audiences?
It was too comedic. So it made no... Because it's a silly ending.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it sounds very Doctor Strangelove.
Mm-hmm. That's a dildo. That was...
It just is. It just is. Yeah, it just 100% is.
Evidently, the recycling bins at the local gas station chain here are a lie.
Are they one of those that have like a recycle and non-recycle hole and it all goes to the same place?
No, evidently, they just don't recycle. They just throw it all with the trash.
I hate everything about that. Is the local gas station chain the one that I think and is red?
Yes.
Yeah. That's a shame.
Yeah.
They're schmonsters.
Yeah, it's a shame.
I was trying to do that too.
Do you think Will Smith asked the president to be the witness at his wedding?
I really hope he did.
And
I'm
he's
shocked it's not in the cut, like in the other cut.
I'm sorry that we're dealing with a crisis here, but I'm the president of the United States and I cannot attend your wedding.
And then he like gave them a very strong like eye look.
Yeah, it'd be really bad if like the only person available was the disgraced Secretary of Defense.
He's like begrudgingly sits in the back. He's like, I guess I'm here.
Yeah.
Aww.
Okay. I feel like we have to be quiet for the speech, but I also feel like we should give commentary on it.
I want to know what commentary you would have on this speech because it's literally iconic. So I want to hear what your thoughts are.
I think this is one of the best speeches in film history. And I'm struggling to think of any speech that's better than this.
What about the one? I mean, to be fair, I just did 20 best inspirational speeches. Independence Day was number 1.
Mm-hmm.
I know people liked Braveheart.
I used to be able to do this whole thing from memory.
I'm so proud of you.
You know, when that Imagine video went around at the beginning of COVID, where everyone was trying to
Oh
make us feel
yeah.
better. I feel like it would have been better if instead of that they just all did a segment of this speech.
I mean, essentially, it's the same. It's the
in,
same note, the same thought.
in fact, I'm gonna try to put that together for tomorrow. Just get like a bunch of
Please
our
do.
podcast friends to do a segment of do a line of the speech and
You
send
tell
it
me
to
what
us.
lines to do, and I'll record it right now, or in 37
I'll
minutes.
see. I'll see what I can do.
Okay,
Let me reach out to some people here. I'll do that
good,
after the party.
perfect.
Today we celebrate our Independence Day.
So good.
So the best firework display I've ever seen on the 4th of July was at in State College, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
They do a huge firework display by the baseball stadium,
Mm-hmm.
and they did fireworks with this music playing.
That is very cool.
It was the most amazing firework display I've ever seen. And after that, I stopped going to fireworks displays. Like, nothing's gonna beat this.
You've peaked. It'll never
Yeah.
get better. He's the Captain Kirk of presidents. Well done.
The Captain Kirk of. I mean, that's the version of that I want to see. I want to see Bill Shatner giving that speech. Today we celebrate our Independence Day.
I feel like it's hard to mess that speech up, though, to be honest. It's such a
is.
good speech. This guy, by the way, absolutely wonderful in Veep. If you haven't seen Veep,
Who's that?
the actor's name is Wayne Wilderson. He plays a very good part in Veep.
Okay. So, full disclosure, and it doesn't work for the sequel, so I'm not going to do it for Tuesday. But for the
Okay.
end of this, I was going to have a cigar ready to go.
Aw, that would have been a lot of fun.
Okay, them in the spaceship might be my favorite scene in the whole movie.
Just because of their banter.
Yeah.
Of course he's got them. Who else would?
And Jeff Goldblum is just like, what is he doing? We can't smoke in
Yep.
space. Like, I get that reference now.
I do too. I like that.
See, this is why he was fired, like not accepted into the first round.
I mean, it makes sense though.
Yeah.
So which one of the kids is supposed to be sick?
The one in the hat.
Oh.
Who was obviously grown since the beginning of the film because they had to do that shot in reshoots.
And he's also fine, not sick at all.
Yeah. I think by that point they had decided they were going to cut that from the film. So,
That makes sense then.
is it weird they have a tunnel ready to go for this thing to get out?
I was gonna say that. Yeah, that is very weird.
Or is that just how they got it underground to begin with?
You'd think that it would be higher or lower to the ground if that's how they got it underground, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's the logistics of it that's getting me.
Well, they have the lift underneath it, so maybe the lift goes higher than it actually is.
Oh, and maybe they're just like, well, it goes up, so just make it go up.
without, without the oops. Hey, us at the beginning of this stream.
Yeah, really though. Yeah.
If you ever play a flight simulator game of any kind,
Yeah.
I highly recommend playing it with this score in the background because it is so much
Oh,
fun.
that makes it so much better. Have you played what is it? Star Wars Squadrons? Is that
Yeah.
it with this music?
There's a mode where you can just fly around and like do whatever. And
yeah,
I
this
have a
is what you
playlist
wanted
made
for.
just for that.
That's so cool.
It's this score, it's some of the Star Wars score. That's about
perfect.
it. Yeah.
It sounds perfect.
That's
though.
all you need.
Yeah, really.
Some Star Trek.
Oh, that also fits.
Like the J.J. Abrams Star Trek.
Is it Enterprising Young Men?
Yeah.
Because that's the best score. I love it. I love it. It's a shame that those ship, the little ones, those models aren't on eBay anywhere. Because those would be cool ones to have.
Well, let's look. Let's see what I can find on the internet.
What a jerk.
So I can find a docking clamp model miniature.
That's pretty cool.
Which we haven't seen in the film yet, but that's coming up.
I really like the design of the inside of these spaceships because they could have made it just like they go like in a Star Wars style hangar or something like that. And they definitely like went for something very unique and I really appreciate it. Where it's like that weird kind of mix of like technology but like almost like living stuff.
So I found some of the models, but they're already sold. But they sold like 10 years ago.
Oh, got it.
Wait, is this one still for sale? This one lights up.
You gotta grab that. You gotta grab that one now. I never thought about the logistics of gas in space like this, but I'm glad they managed it.
So this is the model of the ship that they're in right now.
Oh, that's very cool. How much is that one going for?
I mean, I think it's a model kit.
Oh, it's not like the ship itself.
Right.
Yeah, what else would they be doing, Jeff Goldblum?
It costs $1,200 for the model.
That's a lot for just a model. So you
I
said you
think
found one. Is it this docking clamp here you found too?
I think so, yeah. And I think that one was actually screen used.
See, that's cool though, the screen used one. I always love this alien here. He's just doing his job, man. It's just a Thursday for him. He doesn't want none of this.
Yeah. Negotiating with host.
I'm sad it doesn't make the old like AOL logging in sound.
Well, I think they had to get around that with the Hello Dave thing.
Oh yeah. Man, I do not miss 90s load times for things.
No. It would take us days to download the site to like Nickelodeon.com.
Yeah.
And then not be able to do anything on it then because the internet was so slow.
Well, I mean, what did they have back in the days for this site? Was it like a coloring page or two?
They had like games, like HTML games, but
Oh yeah, I miss those.
no, we had dial up until 2010.
That is late in the game.
I had to steal neighbor's Wi-Fi to use a laptop. Come on, come on, come on. I think the music for this works so well because it's such a great job of like driving your emotions as well.
Oh yeah. Just love that.
I'm the president. You can't give me commands. So you have to say, I strongly recommend.
Yep. That's about all you can do. And also good on him that he did it.
But he's in space. I'm gonna have to
cool like with the ships coming down. I love
that. Oh
that.
yeah, I'm gonna have to play the video game again this week. I think.
I think you should.
Depending on when I get home Tuesday, maybe I'll have it ready to go and stream it before the show.
Oh, it would be fun.
If I can get everything set up, I can just go right from the stream right into the show.
That's true.
Okay, so you think the aliens would recognize that ship as one that disappeared 50 years ago?
They almost should. 30... I mean, also,
yeah,
good on them for their tech not upgrading in that time.
Well, you'll learn about that in this next one.
Oh, do you really?
Yeah. It takes the ships 20 years to get here.
Oh, got it. That's dedication then. 20 years just to invade a planet.
Mm-hmm.
Do we ever get a sense of what they want from the planet? Or just they're just bored and want to kill humans?
I think they do that. They explain that in the sequel too.
Got it.
More than just are we watching the movie? Yes, we are.
Yeah, we are. Yeah.
You have to join our senior party to watch it with us. We can't stream it on Twitch.
Can you send the link, or is the link in the chat?
Link is in the chat. I'll send it again.
Oh yeah, do it. Join it. It's really, if you join now, it is one of the most exciting parts.
Just make sure you're signed into your Amazon account.
I mean, I feel like now I would want to use a nuke, though, right? Like, if there's ever a time to use it, it would be now.
Yeah. No, I agree. And I think they're prepared. I think it's the Death Star syndrome where you blow the one spot, the whole thing's gonna blow up. So,
Well, I think it's because it's like the gun, basically, right?
yeah.
So it was this part that he originally flew his little biplane straight up in.
Well, yeah. Once all of the missiles are out, Randy Quaid flew in on his biplane.
What a weird way to end the movie. Oh no.
I'm really hoping that people in Scener could hear you this whole time because I don't know if me muting you mutes your mic for everyone or just me.
I've muted you as well.
Okay. I'm just paranoid, I guess.
Nah, it's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, so instead of him being in a fighter jet, he was in his little crop duster biplane with a missile strapped into it.
I think he saluted over the radio.
The biggest twist of this whole movie is that the president is providing cover for Randy Quaid.
Yup. This music is so good, though.
Oh, yeah. I also like that the music cues lined up with the little things on the missile going, wah, wah,
Yeah,
wah,
yeah,
wah.
it does, though, doesn't it? I think this is a much better ending.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I really like this.
I mean, the other one is funny to watch.
I gotta watch. You said it's online.
Yeah.
I gotta watch it. Is that the words of your generation?
I guess, yeah.
That line is why I really hope he was actually abducted.
Yeah, I think he probably was.
Do we later find out that he's just in a coma too?
Oh, he's the one behind the attack in the sequel. You didn't know that?
He leads the aliens.
He leads the aliens. Like,
Which
no one believed
actually welcome him.
No one believed me before. Now I'm back for revenge. No, that his whole family plot line is dropped from the sequel.
Is it?
Like, none of them are in it.
Gross. That's gross.
I mean, it's the one that pretty much has the cleanest ending.
Yeah.
Like, I would like to know what happened to this kid here, but maybe it tells me in this book here what happens to them. The make
I
art
wonder
and
if it does.
the art and making of Independence Day Resurgence, which gives you character bios on everyone in the first movie who plays a part in the second one, except
Oh
for that
no.
family. I'll have to look. I'll reach out to Roland Emmerich himself and see what I can find out.
I hope you do.
Good old Morse code.
I think I forgot about this part.
Where they're just contemplating their own death.
Yeah.
Yeah. You forgot about the fat lady?
I did. 100% I did.
At least they think they're going out in like the best way, like
I
sacrificing
was
themselves for everyone else.
I was gonna say they know the virus worked, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or at least they're under the impression that it worked. They got it uploaded, so.
Yeah.
So this is the music track that I'm not allowed to listen to while I drive. Because I'll end up going 95 miles down the 99 down the interstate, and it's just not good for anyone.
I bet though.
I also think that was them uploading the virus, and this is kind of like a flashback.
That makes sense. So they kind of timed it
Yeah.
all. Like it's not exactly continuity. That makes more sense though.
Yeah. Like you saw that it worked. Now you get to see how.
Yeah.
Man, the banter between these two is just fantastic.
It's so good.
Yes. I'm just gonna Goldblum the whole episode on Tuesday.
I really want you to. He is such a goofy
There's
character.
the
I love
invasion
it.
parties getting ready to go down.
I like that he's not. There we go. I like that he's just not helping. He's just stating the obvious the whole time.
Yeah. I mean, what can he do?
Is that a character thing? Is it that he's basically being his dad in the beginning when they were driving?
It might be like that's what he was doing to his dad.
Yeah.
So. Man, that holds up still today.
That looks really good.
And they both die, and that's the end of the movie.
Yep, and done. Sorry. Oh, we do get, I guess, a glimpse of the other countries.
Mm-hmm.
So was like Egypt's Air Force also attacking, or when the mothership blew up, the rest of them just crashed?
All of their military were attacking because they
Got it.
coordinated worldwide.
Got it.
It's weird. Their timing entering that scene is so weird. Like
Oh,
it's
it
just like,
is.
what about our two boys? And both their wives like, yes. Did you say
Yeah.
men?
Excuse me?
So there's a deleted scene here that's not in the extended cut, and I wish it was. But it's just like it's Will Smith teaching Jeff Goldblum how to strut away from the the smoking. Because you look at it, like he's got that like the Elvis strut going.
Yeah, he does. That is a very funny scene.
Yeah. Wonder what the sunglasses budget was on this film.
Oh, it had to have been in the thousands.
I love how Bill Pullman just goes into Bill Clinton here. Like, not bad at all. It's a shame. It's a shame that there's a version of this film that cuts out Judd Hirsch.
That really is a shame. It's definitely missing something. I wouldn't want to watch it. He's like, I don't know what happened.
Yeah. Well, they did it. They stopped the aliens. Devin, what did you think for your first time watching this in a while?
Loved it. I mean, I love this movie. I mean, I don't know if you saw my like stupid grin I had on my face at the whole end bit, but like this film does such a good job of just letting you in it and like just sit in this like fun moment that they've created. I love it.
Yeah, me too. Um, Now, before we get into the rest of the week, do you have any questions before you get into the sequel?
Let me think. I mean, essentially all of the aliens' motivation, which you said we end up finding out about. Because, like,
Yes.
I'm not really supposed to know what the aliens want at this point, right?
Correct.
Okay. Yeah, I mean that's really the big one. Because, like, I know that they're there to destroy the Earth,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know why. I don't know like what we did to them. Maybe it was that I don't know. They abducted that one guy and went, "Ew, were they all like this? We'll kill all of them," and that was it. But no, I have. I'm excited to see where they go.
Okay. Well, on that note, you can
Yeah.
join Devin and I this week with our co-host Ryan, who couldn't make it today, as we watch Independence Day Resurgence for our episode of You Have to Watch This Podcast on Tuesday. We'll be streaming that right here on Twitch, Tuesday night at 6 o'clock Eastern Time. It'll also be streaming on Facebook and YouTube as well at the same time. Or you can listen to the whole podcast on the podcast feed the following day. If you tuned in late to today's watch party with Independence Day, you'll be able to listen to this whole thing as an audio commentary on our podcast feed tomorrow. All you have to do is sync the podcast up with the movie, and you'll be able to listen to our whole commentary throughout the whole thing. I think this was a lot of fun.
This was fun. I love this.
I'm exhausted, but it was fun.
We'll go get some sleep, Alan.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you for joining us. Whether you're on Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, or Scener, thank you for joining us. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram for more, and subscribe to You Have to Watch This podcast wherever you get your podcasts. So until next time, for You Have to Watch This podcast, I'm Alan.
And I'm Devin.
And we will see you Tuesday.
See ya.
Happy 4th of July.